We're living in a world that claps for creators but crushes their confidence. You scroll through social media every day. Someone has released a book, someone has done a course, someone is launching a new brand, and you've got ideas, beautiful ones, burning ideas, but they're trapped in your mind. It feels like they're trapped in your mind, waiting for permission to breathe. You keep whispering to yourself, help, I just want to create something I'm proud of. It is for you that this live session is for today. You're welcome to the Smart Creating Short Break series, and I am Leslie Grace, the confidence coach. My job is to help busy professionals master confidence smartness through smart reading, smart thinking, and of course, smart speaking. You're welcome to the conversation today, and today I want to talk about how you can be helped, how you can actually create something. So you want to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share this live with someone that should be here because today's conversation will be good for you. I can assure you that. Work done. Let work done. Let the world see that this is what I've been able to create. Are you that person? Put in the comment section for me. Yes, that person. You can relate with this. It's something that you know. It's your reality. Every day you wake up to this thought in your mind that, oh, I just want to be able to create something in my name. I just want to be able to tell the world that I did this. Write that book eventually in my name, tell the world my story of how I navigated this or that. If you're that person, put in the comment section for me. Yes. There are many people that feel this deep ache in their heart, this deep frustration of unfinished brilliance. You are this brilliant person, but it's as if there's this unfinished brilliance in you. If you're that person, drop a favorite emoji for me in the comment section. And you know that it's deep down inside of you, you keep saying, I'm meant for more, but I just can't start. I'm meant for more, but I just can't start. Okay? I know I'm meant for more, but I just cannot start. How do I begin? Here is the truth. The hardest part of creation is not inspiration, it's initiation. I'll say that again. And I need you to write it down. The hardest part of creating anything is not inspiration, it is initiation. Every day, millions of people get inspired. Oh, I just got this inspiration to do this. I just got this inspiration to produce this. I just got this inspiration to launch this course. The hardest part is not inspiration. It comes every day. That's the easy part. The harder part is when you begin to actually initiate. It is that silent war between your ideas and your insecurities. Are you just joining in? Welcome here. The conversation today is on help. I just want to create something. So if you're a professional, you want to create something. It's been inside you to write a book, to release a course, to do a webinar, to start living, not just existing. Then this conversation is for you today. But let me tell you something, right? It's that silent war in you, the silent war between your ideas and your insecurities. These ideas are there for you, but you are just feeling somewhat insecure. The tug of war between what if I fail and what if I fly. It's real. But let me tell you, fear and potential live in the same room. Please write it down for me in the comment section. And if you're just joining me, let me know in the comment section where are you joining it from? Where are you joining it from? Let me know, okay? Fear and potential live in the same room. They coexist. They just speak different languages. So fear is saying, what if? Potential, faith is saying, why not? Why not try? Fear is saying, what if you try now and it doesn't work out? Faith is saying, why not? So I need you to pause and think. I need you to pause. Oh, hi, Catherine, you're here. Well done. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. It's so good to see you here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you. All right. So today's conversation is on the fact that these two can be there. Okay, well done. Well done. Okay, all the way from the UK. Thank you. All right. Now, let me say this: every creative giant you admire once whispered that same cry. They want to whisper this thing. They once went through the same phase of fear saying, "What if?" and faith saying, "Why not?" They all went through it. In fact, let me tell you something Steve Jobs said. At some point, Steve Jobs made this quote after, of course, seeing that every creative goes through this phase. And let me tell you what he said. He said, real artists ship Not think about shipping, not perfect the product, but ship. What does that mean? Real creatives just move, they just keep moving. They don't sit at a place thinking about how to create, thinking about how to move, thinking about what to do. They just move. So you that is in the space where you're wondering, okay, can I do this? Can I do not? I want to tell you the first thing first, we are just going to move. Because the longer you wait to create, the louder your doubts becomes. I want to say that again. The longer you wait to create, the louder your doubt becomes. So today's conversation is just about you moving away from that place. It's not just about creativity, no. It's about reclaiming courage to create. And yes, you know I'm the confidence coach, right? My job is to help you master confidence madness, not just confidence. So everything about that today is what I'll be giving you today. But first of all, I want to talk about the psychology of creative paralysis. There's something called creative paralysis. And creative paralysis is what has kept too many professionals. If you're that professional that you have this book title, you have chapter one, but you finished writing it since May this year, and it's been how many months down the line, you don't even know where to begin with that book. It's creative paralysis. You are smart. You talk and people tell you, this thing you said now is good. But you don't know how to put it in a course, in a webinar, in a session, how to actually make it a creation and then come out to tell the world, this is the creation you need to buy. Then it's creative paralysis. Now, here is what science has to say about that. Science says that perfectionism and fear of failure trigger the same brain circuits as physical pain. You know, that's why I always say that the opposite of confidence is not fear. No. The opposite of confidence is the perfection syndrome. It's perfectionism. Is that longing to want to be seen as perfect. So the reason why that book is not out is because, oh no, coach, you don't get it. It's not perfect yet. It's just in my draft. It's something that just came into me while I was in the bathroom. So I'm not quite sure it's supposed to be a book. The same pain you feel when you have a physical injury, you just hit your leg. The same physical pain you feel is the same trigger that your brain gets each time you are in the perfectionism place or you're in the place of fear of failure. And this is what causes the creative paralysis. Your brain literally interprets creative risk as a threat to your safety. Oh, hi, Holly. Yeah. So good to see you here. So good to see you here. Yeah, it's so good to have you live as well. Well done. All right? So it's the same thing. Your brain begins to interpret creative risk. So that's why that book isn't out yet. Because your brain is saying it's not perfect. There's this fear of failure. So your brain is interpreting it as a threat to your safety. So because you want to feel safe and not take that step, what do you do? Leave the book in your draft. Don't bring it out. Don't bring it out. And now I know this because the first time I wanted to release my first book, let me tell you what happened. I had done this course, I had done this book, I had written it, I have shared it with quite a number. In fact, that's why I say that inspiration, right, is the least. Oh, I got this inspiration, is the least form. It's initiation that shows us that you are moving, you are creative, not just inspiration. So I got this inspiration. I told a couple of mentors, and they're like, okay, yeah, good. This is a good idea. I told a couple of friends. They're like, okay, good to go. And then guess what? At some point, that voice of perfection said to me, this book is not even up to 100 pages. Are you sure you want to release it? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? So many, are you sure? But you know what? When I got to the point where I told my brain that it is safe for the world to read this book, I released it. So I know that for you as a new creative, or this is your first book, that fear will be there. And exactly that's why we created the Smart Creating Lab. Because you need to get to the point where a coaches, in the case of the Smart Creating Lab, we have about 3 coaches who will be there to hold you by the hand, who can okay it and tell you, you know what, it is safe. They can say it to your brain, it is safe. It will be told to your brain, your subconscious, that it is safe to launch that course. Yes, It is a course on how to navigate the diaspora from Africa as you relocate as a parent in the diaspora. It is safe to launch it out. It is safe to launch it out. That's part of what it will do to you. That's part of what being in the smart creating lab will do to you. That is why, I mean, when that threat isn't handled and you do not feel that safety to release that product, that is why your hand trembles when you want to post. That's why. That's why you procrastinate on that book. You procrastinate on that video. You procrastinate on that business idea. It is not laziness, it is neural protection. It is your brain trying to protect you from a seeming danger. You need to be told it is safe. Someone needs to, because your brain is telling you, let's protect you. Like I said, every time you want to launch a new idea and there's this what if not happening in your brain, the same way you feel when you have a physical pain, it's the same thing that happens to you. So it's kind of like a trauma response, yeah? Yes, Ohali, yes. Yes. But here is the hack. Action. Action helps you to rewire fear faster than affirmation. Write it down. Every fear you are faced with now, take action right in that fear. Take it from me and the confidence coach, right? Every fear you're facing, action rewires that fear more than affirmation. Do you know that when I beat the fear of releasing that first book, name it, I think I've done over 20 books now or more. I've done a whole bundle that had 21 guides, and I had no fear releasing it. Why? Action rewires your fear, rewires your brain, tells your brain that you are safe more than affirmation. So you can't outthink hesitation. I'll say that again. You cannot out hesitation is powerful. I mean, there are about 4H of fear and procrastination. Hesitation is one of them. Hiding is another of them. Okay, there are about 4 of them. I talk about the confidence coach and all of that. But you cannot outthink it. So you cannot say, let me sit down and I'm going to think about how to deal with this. See, action. Action. If you are struggling with this, get into the smart creating lab. That's your first action. It will beat that fear. More than affirmation. More than telling yourself, I know that I'm great. I'm a chosen generation. I'm a light of the world. Light of the world, your book is still your daughter. Why? You and I know that that book will save the next generation. That book is your real legacy. Your heart is yearning. Your heart is busy telling you, listen, you need to get this out. Help. Every time you take a small creative step, your brain refuses that fear. That's one part. The most interesting part is that your brain releases dopamine, the molecule of motivation. So all this, I need motivation. I need somebody to motivate me. Like my mentor coach Wendy will say, motivation is fake. Do you know why? Because the real motivation will come from the dopamine that your brain releases every time you take an action. Every small step. Every small step. So look at yourself and say to yourself, I'm not waiting for confidence, I'm building it. Building it. That is why you see that even if you just write that title, even if you just say, you know what, I think this one creating lab, let me just register for this course. Let me register for this lab and come in there and see what it is I can do. The moment you do it, you see that even that finished idea, one finished step, feels better than 100 unfinished drafts. One finished step feels better than 100 unfinished steps. Hi, Gamer. So good to see you here. Let me know where you're joining in from. Very good. I can see it. I am building it. I am building it. Now, I need you to imagine this because dopamine doesn't reward dreams. Dopamine rewards doings. Write it down. Dopamine. Oh, I need motivation. Trust me. There are molecules of dopamine that is released to your brain that gives you motivation. However, dopamine doesn't reward dreams. It may, initially, maybe the first time you see that dream, get that picture, it may just give you some dopamine. However, if you keep on sitting at the place of dreaming, dopamine will go. And that's why some people have brilliant ideas 3 days ago or 3 years ago, and now they're no longer fascinated about it. Why? Dopamine doesn't reward dreams, dopamine rewards doings. So imagine this. What if you stopped chasing perfect ideas and started producing imperfect prototypes? What if? Just imagine it. What if your draft didn't need to impress the world? It just needed to exist. Like the draft of J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter series. She just allowed that to exist. She just allowed that to exist. And the moment it existed, today we have Harry Potter series. That was an imperfect prototype, completely imperfect. However, someone allowed it to exist. She didn't wait for it to impress. Perfection is a prison. Perfection is a prison. Do you know what your freedom is? Progress. Perfection is a prison. Your real freedom is in your progress. Some of you are serving a life sentence in the jail of almost ready. You are in chains. And guess what these chains are titled? Almost ready. Break away from that chains. Come into the smart creating lab so that you can be free. Creation is like faith. You move first and the miracle happens. I'll say that again. Creation is like faith. You move first, then the miracle follows. So you don't wait for the miracle. You don't sit where you are. You want to see 10,000 people book for it first before you release it. Or you want to have 10,000 people approve for it first before you release it. Creation, when it comes to creating a book, creating a course, creating a webinar, launching a legacy journey, it is like faith. You move first, the miracle moves after you. The miracles will not move before you. No, man. The miracles will move after you are moved. Because faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. So move. Did you notice that when it says write the vision down, it didn't say write the perfect vision down. It just said write it higher. Write the vision, make it plain. It didn't say write the perfect vision. It says write the vision. It is rough, coach. Write it. It's just a draft, coach. Write it. It's just one page, coach. Write it. Write the vision down. Not the perfect vision. I didn't say it. The Bible did. Write it. Creation begins with obedience, not applause. I want to create. This year will not end until this course has been in my heart. People don't really know how to farm in this area, and I want to begin to teach people how to do it. I discovered the hack for finishing school with better grades and with money. Anything that you want to do, write it. Creation, the qualification for you to create is not applause. It's not 10,000 likes. It's not 50,000 views. It is obedience. It is obedience. I tell people all the time, God did not and will not bless what you imagine. He will bless what you initiate. He said he will bless the works of your hands. So if you are at the place of imagining those works, what do you want him to bless? What do you want him to bless? He doesn't bless the imagination of your heart. He will bless the works of your hands. The hand of the diligent maketh rich. It's not the imagination of the diligent. Higher. It's the hand. It's the works. Creation begins with obedience, not applause. Oh Lord, bless my. We are telling him to bless imagination. You're telling God to bless your imagination. I've come here today I'm not a pastor, disclaimer. I don't have that plan. But I want to say to you, God doesn't bless imagination. God blesses initiation. Now, how do you move from idea paralysis? How do you move from creative paralysis to production? How do you move from idea paralysis to idea production? Are you ready? I'll be giving you some steps so that you can move away. If you're that person who say, coach, you're talking to me, creative paralysis is making me down. Put for me in the comment section, ready. If I see you're ready, I would definitely give you the blueprint. Hey, hi. Onoma is here. So good to have you here. All right. I want to give you a few steps to move from fear to fulfillment. Thank you for joining in. I want to give you a few steps. How do you move from fear to fulfillment? How do you move? How do you move from help so that you stop crying help, like some of you that cried help? I just want to create something. Someone sent me this message. Interesting. Someone sent me this message 2 days ago, and the person said, "Help me, coach. I just want to create something." And my heart went for her. And I said, I know that there are many people who are in this place. So today I want to give you a few steps, and this video is dedicated to you. Yeah, you know yourself. I don't want to call your name, right? And everyone else who is in that space. I want to give you a quick framework of moving from fear to fulfillment, from help to finally saying, I did it. All right. Step number 1, start small. Start small. Don't aim to create your magnum opus on one day. Okay, so you've seen somebody that wrote a book and the person said, okay, this book came out and I've done 1,500 copies. So you are ignoring the 3 people who told you, you know what, Onome, when this book comes out, I'll buy it. Because you're ignoring them, creative paralysis will happen. Fear paralysis will happen. You will keep on being in the space of imagination without initiating because you don't want to start small. Start with something micro. 1 page, 1 post, 1 client. See, 1 client can be a validation. 1 plan. Just start. Just start. Remember that God doesn't bless imagination. He blesses initiation. He blesses movement. The Lord rejoices when the work begins. So he blesses initiation. He rejoices at initiation. So move. Tiny steps compound into timeless works. I want to create this masterpiece bestseller book. Well, write the first one, please. Write the first one, please. Oh, okay. Well done. All the way from Delta State. Nice. Well done. All right. Tiny steps. It's the master bestseller you want to sell. It will begin with tiny steps. It's tiny steps that compound into major work, into masterpiece, into timeless works. It begins with tiny steps. I want you to say this to yourself. Small starts are still starts. Write it down. Say it to yourself. Make a signage for it if you need to. Small starts are still starts. Small starts are still starts. It was just 5 people that bought it. It's a small start. But guess what? You have started. You have initiated. And the good thing about initiation is that is what God blesses, not necessarily imagination. Every empire began as an entry. I hope you know. Every single empire, including the empire of today, we have vacuum cleaners that you can use without bags. The man who made that tried it for over 5,000 times. It was just entry point. In fact, I read that the first telephone, nobody believed it was possible. He had to bring out the telephone, and then someone was in another room. He tried to make a call. All of this was the entry level. But till today, that foundation, that entry that he made, we have all kinds of cell phones today being produced, but it began with someone's entry point. Every empire began as an entry. So start small. Start small. Number 2, systemize inspiration. Systemize your inspiration. See, creativity isn't chaos. Oh, I want to create, I want to write, I want to build this course, this webinar. How do I move from module 1 to module 2? How do I not know what to say in module 3? Creativity is in chaos. It is rhythm. It is rhythm. You systemize your inspiration. If it's been in your heart to write a book, the year is ending, you're feeling sad, I haven't written this book, let me talk to you. As long as you have agreed to start small, the next thing you want to do is to try to systemize inspiration because creativity is in chaos. Build daily creative triggers. That's what I mean. Daily. Emphasis on daily. Emphasis on daily. A morning read. Put it into your day. See, you cannot read and not create. And you cannot create without reading, vice versa. So you see that book you're saying I don't have time for, go and read. Go and read. Build it into your life. You don't know how to read? Okay, you should be in our book Bingers booth. That's the inner circle program of the Smart Speakers Academy, where we help busy professionals like you read a book a week all year round. You need to systemize reading. If you're going to be a creator, then you have to walk through the minds of creators. That's what reading does for you. You begin to walk through the minds of creators. Build daily creative triggers. 10 minutes mind mapping. 15 minutes reading. You are wiring your brain to to think like a creator, to think in, one of the first thing I did before I ever wrote my first book, I read a book a week, all year round for almost 6 months before I ever wrote my first book. And guess what? My first book was a 2-in-1. So I've never written one book per time anyway. I've never written one book at a time, actually. The moment I have it always comes that way. So I have a 2-in-1, I have a 5-in-1, I have a 21-in-1, I have a 12-in-1. And that's how I just write. Why? Before I even dreamed of writing. So interestingly, I had even written, I had started a draft on a book. That's how I began. And then before I showed someone the draft, long story short, well, before I released my 2-in-1, I had gone through a journey. Before I even got the title, I've gone through a journey of doing a book a week for almost 6 months. So, dear creative, oh no, I want to write my own book. How many books have you read? How many creators have you walked through their minds? Every time you sit to read, you are curating a creator's mindset by going through the minds of creators. However, you are not reading to consume, you are reading to create. I'll say that again. You are not reading to consume, you are reading to create. So, systemize inspiration. How? Number one, have a morning read. Have a time where you read daily. 10 minutes is enough. Don't tell me you don't have time. You can find the time. How do you systemize inspiration? Number two, have a no scroll hour. Drop the phone. No scrolling. Just without the phone. Just a pen and your book. So that your ideas can find flow. Hello, Andrade. So good to see you here. Let me know in the comment section where you're joining in from. Have a no scroll hour. And it is bad if your only no scroll hour is when you are sleeping. How will you create that way? Most of us, our only no scroll hours are when we're sleeping. So long as we're not sleeping, we're on the phone, scrolling. We're not calling anybody, we're not on a business call, we're not trying to strategize, but we're just scrolling aimlessly. If you're in that condition, I wrote a book for you, From Tech Binging to Procreation. Enough of the binging on tech movies. They're not bad on its own, but if you don't have a no scroll hour, you struggle with creativity. Okay? Your mind can't be full of noise and you expect to produce music. And the both same thing, please. Your mind cannot be full of noise and you're expecting that music will come out of it. See, when you think about systemizing inspiration, understand that silence is a system. Write it down. Silence is a system. And that's why this generation will really struggle, though. Because it's a war against silence kind of generation. War against silence. Don't be silent. Talk. If you're not talking, go and listen to others talking. Go on social media. Just keep scrolling. But silence on its own is a system. It's how you actually creatively sing. Silence is how you actually creatively sing. So, number one, you want to create. Number one is start small. Number two is systemize inspiration. Number three, detach from validation. You see, this conversation on detaching from validation is a major step if you want to create. Come closer, let's talk about it. No, you've not heard of it before. No, you haven't. Your value is not a function of views. You see the algorithm on the media. We need to be careful. It's good to pay attention to it. I mean, some people pay attention to it so that they can be able to review their system, review what's working with them and all of it. But you need to be able to detach from validation. Because you're not creating for claps. You're creating for clarity. It's two different things. Most of us are acting and writing as if we're creating for claps and creating for their applause. So the people will know that I have arrived. They said I cannot write. I've written a book. That's not why you're doing it. If that's your why, let me change your why. Your why should be clarity, not claps. Your why should be clarity, not claps. Every masterpiece begins misunderstood. Oh, yeah? How do you explain to Abraham that his covenant of becoming a father of many nations will begin with him agreeing to go and sacrifice the only child that he had at old age? How do you explain it? No, you're going to be misunderstood, so it's okay. It's okay. Every masterpiece begins misunderstood. Nobody understood why John the Baptist in the wilderness shouted, "Why are you screaming, sir? See by force to accept this your savior." Misunderstood. Misunderstood. Nobody could understand Joseph's dream. You are proud, Joseph. You this dreamer. Which one is all the stars about you, including the sun and the moon? That's your mother and your father will bow to you. Every masterpiece begins misunderstood. My dear Gen Z generation, detach from validation. You are not here for claps. Every single write-up you do on Facebook, or you decide to put it as a chapter in the book, it is for clarity. It's not for claps. As you take each step, see, clarity comes in motion. Clarity comes in action. Clarity comes in progress. Every single step you take is your clarity mapping. You are doing a mind mapping for clarity on your journey. So the class will distract you. Keep it aside. Keep it aside. The book you think won't sell today, you'll be shocked at how much it will sell in the next few years. So please keep moving. Keep moving. Every masterpiece begins misunderstood. I remember when Van Gogh, the story of Van Gogh, when he sold one painting in his lifetime, it was somehow. Now, his name is a currency of creativity. When you talk about the whole masterpiece write-up, right? So stop measuring your mission with moments of applause. Your mission is a lifetime. A lifetime journey. So why are you tying it to moments of applause? You had these 3 minutes of applause, and your whole mission, you're tying it to that. You're on a mission. You know, there are two places you never stay. Never stay in the place of failure. Never stay in the place of success. So again, the applause is bad for you. Yes. You know why the applause is bad for you? If you are dependent on the applause, the day it doesn't come, you won't create again. If you are dependent on the applause, the day it comes and comes so much, you feel like you have arrived. And guess what next will happen? You won't create anything. So both are bad. The applause is bad for you. The seeking validation is bad for you. It will keep you in a place where creativity will be stuck. So if you want to have a smart creating framework, number one, I said, start small. Number two, I said, systemize creativity. Inspiration, systemize it. Number three, detach from validation. Number four, Document before you doubt. Write this down. Document before you doubt. Don't overthink, oversave. Don't overthink, oversave. Okay, this idea came into you that, oh, I think you should now consider this product in your business, and you are overthinking. Before you overthink, please oversave. How? Just write it down. Somewhere, just write it down. Just write it down. Or I want to write a roadmap. I want to write this book for teenage girls, and then something is telling me, what do you want to write again about premarital sex? People have written it for teenage girls now. Why? Document before you oversave. Don't overthink. Do you know why? There's nothing new. Okay, scratch that. Yeah, he brought something. But what I wanted to say is there's literally really nothing new about habits that are in the book by James Clear. Atomic Habits. Think about it. Just hold on. Now, there are a lot of new things he brought. I mean, of course, he brought the way to automate habit formations and all of that. But think about it deeply. There has been books on habits. If James Clear had said, no, I doubt that this book will even sell, he wouldn't know that he had the capacity to produce that masterpiece. And oh, that book has been a blessing, even to me. So don't overthink before you oversee. An idea came for you on how to help Black women navigate better health. Don't say, oh no, I know at least 10 coaches doing this. Go and write it. Oversave before you overthink. Oversave, document before you doubt. Voice note your ideas. If you cannot write, voice note your ideas. Write while it's raw. As it comes, just write it while it's raw. You know, there's a reason God told Moses, you are not coming down from this mountain until you write it down. Write it down. And that's why even though it seemed that some of the tablets broke, we still had the commandment anyway, because he had documented it. See, something happens to your brain each time you document. You know, one thing I always say to the book bingers in our inner circle, the book bingers group, I always say to them that every time you increase more senses when it comes to reading or writing, you move it to long-term memory. So something comes to you and it drops on your brain. That's just one part of your senses. When you include your hand, you include your voice, you include other senses, you're moving it to long-term memory. So that idea came to you, voice it, record it. You can refine it later. We're not recording it now so we can refine now. No. Right now, just record it. Don't refine it. See, genius doesn't come from thinking harder. Genius comes from capturing faster. You need to write this down. Genius doesn't come from thinking harder. No. Genius comes from capturing faster. You know, I talked about the capture policy. If you want to create, you have to keep for yourself a capture policy, a capture routine, a capture systemization, where you tell yourself, as the idea comes, I capture it. Somebody captured an idea, a very funny idea that says, you know what, put Bible stories in super book. Make it cartoons, make it a way that, and then CBN said, let's capture this. Today, Bible stories are easier for children because someone. Superbook is a masterpiece. It's a genius. It's a genius kind of work. You say, oh, this is so good. A genius had written it down. Genius never comes from thinking harder. It comes from capturing faster. It comes from capturing faster. My question for you is, you've had over 13 ideas about your business flow through your head, 13 ideas about your career, about that book to write. How many have you captured? I've seen too many professionals have their ideas die just because they didn't document. They didn't document those ideas. Personally, I have an idea that came into my mind, maybe on my first job. That would be like over 15 years now or more. And I keep asking myself, I had the name of this idea though, but I can't get it out. And I know that if I ask you, you can also say that. Please, if this has happened to you, put in the comment section, yes. But remember an idea that you lost. You can't remember it. But you know that, "Oh, this thing came to me." How many ideas have died because you didn't document them? How many? How many? Let's go to step number 5. Step number 5. If you want to be a creator, someone will be able to create, so you don't just read alone. Because here's how I say it: we're not reading to consume, we're reading to create. How do I become a creator? Create that book, create that course, create that guide, create that checklist. Accountants for 15 years, you've not made a template that can make it easier for people to navigate accounting. Why? Your real legacy is in what carries your name, not your job. Your real legacy is in your story. So the fifth step, if you want to create, is prototype first. Prototype first. Prototype fast. See, the secret to pride in your work is progress in your process. The pride in your work is the progress in your process. Because you know why? You can't edit a blank page, can you? So you have to write first before you edit it. It is when you start that you awaken the creative muscle. So prototype fast. The creator's cure is flow. Oh, I'm that creator. I'm so afraid. The cure for fear is flow. The moment you flow, fear will go. Flow. Flow with that prototype. Just write it down. Oh no, it's just an idea, coach. You don't get it. It's just write it down. Write it down. The cure for fear is flow. Flow with that idea. How do I prototype fast? Get into the Smart Creating Lab. The Smart Creating Lab, we don't just talk about creativity, we train it, we track it, we turn it into transformation. See, if you miss the Smart Creating Lab this year, you're waiting till next year. It means that that book again will be kept in the shelf till this time next year. It will be left in your notebook. Whereas you know the solution of how teenage boys can navigate masturbation. You suffered it as a teenager. Help these boys. Release that book. How will you feel if you see 6 boys? Let me just start with 6. Write to you and say, coach, thank you for releasing that book. I was dealing with masturbation as a teenage boy, but I read that book, I've come out of it. Oh, I had a live reading, interestingly, yesterday about my book, Mastering the Game of Consistent Confidence. And the feedback was alarming. It was a particular community, and I had to speak with them, channel and all that. But you know what I learned? I learned that for every book you write, you are saving generations. In fact, someone made a video of the book today, and I saw it. I'm like, are you this in love with this book? And the person said, yes. You did a thing here. You know, I suffered with consistent confidence. I suffered a whole lot for years. Like, I was show up confident here. You take me to this place and I'm shaky. So I had to work through those. All of the moves I mentioned in that book are things I have worked with myself. So just imagine your business struggled because you do not have a template for financial recordings. I remember a friend of mine that said, I ran a business for 10 years, no financial history, no financial recordings. Now I'm training young entrepreneurs, and the first thing I want to give them is a documentation for their sales and their business. Let them know their numbers as quick as possible. I mean, anybody in business knows that knowing numbers is the deal, is the goal. Just imagine it. Imagine that course actually helps that woman struggling with postpartum depression. Because you went with it, you went through it, and you were able to say, hey, I have a solution. Or better still, it is that book that prevented 106 women who were in your similar situation who would have suffered. But that book saved them. So they didn't have to go through your journey after all. That is why we made the Smart Creating Lab. Everybody will not be able to put a book together. We've created these 3 days for you. You're going to be having 3 coaches for you. If you're going to pay each of these coaches, you'll be paying heavily because they are sound coaches with resolve. But they're going to be helping you walk this journey because your creative confidence isn't built in your mind. It's built in your momentum. And the Smart Creating Lab will give you momentum. Momentum. The moment you move, the universe starts moving too. God starts moving with you too. So you do not need a million followers to be a creator. No. You just need the courage to start something that is yours, to start something that bears your name. Because the truth is, you can't be proud of what you never produced. Think about it. You cannot be proud of what you never produced. It is when you produce a thing that you can be proud of it. You can't produce when you never began. So it's until you begin that you can actually produce. I need you to say this with me. I'm done overthinking my originality. Write it down. I am done overthinking my originality. I'm stepping into my obedience. Remember what I said. Obedience is your qualification. Obedience is your qualification. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. All right? Okay? You need to say, I'm done overthinking my originality. I'm stepping into my obedience. So today, start something small, something that carries your name, a paragraph, a plan, a post. Creation isn't about scale, it's about start. I know you're thinking about scaling. How do I scale this to 1,000 people? How will 10,000 people buy this book? See, creation isn't about scaling. Creation is about starting. Creation is about starting. Because maybe, just maybe, the world is waiting on what you've been withholding. And scratch that. There's no maybe. The world is. The world is. You've looked at the farming structure in this part of the world and you're wondering, can't we just mechanize farming for once? And it's something you've been able to do. The world is waiting for you to put in a book. The question is, why would someone as successful as Safemi Otedola decide to write the book making it big? Think about it. Why would he decide to put that in his memoir? Why? Is it because of money? Obviously. Yes, thank you. I can see it in the comment section. I'm done overthinking my originality. I'm done. I'm done. I'm stepping into my obedience. I love it. I love it because the world is waiting for you. You need to stop. You need to stop withholding. You need to stop withholding. This week, I'll create something I'm proud of. Say that to yourself. This week, I'll create something that I am proud of. And when you do, I need you to remember that your first version doesn't have to be perfect. And I understand this fear and this perfection syndrome. That is exactly why we created the Smart Creating Lab for you. It is where you, oh, hi, Printer Korea. Good to have you here. So good to have you here. Let me know where you joining in from. Thank you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you. All right. So you want to actually step into the Smart Creating Lab and tell yourself, I want to create this. I'm willing to have my name on a book. That's how to move. That's how to scale. You scale by starting. You scale by starting. And yes, I'll see you again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Okay, so this week, tell to yourself, I'm going to create something I'm proud of this week. And when you do, remember that your first version doesn't have to be perfect. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It shows your progress. Again, let me say this. Practice makes progress, not perfect. You haven't heard it before. Take it from me. Practice makes progress, not perfect. You see this perfection syndrome? Leave that place. Oh, I was there. Take it from me. Yes. Until I knew that you see, the enemy, the opposite of confidence is not fear. Fear is the smaller brother, the younger brother, the baby brother. The direct opposite of fear is the perfection syndrome. One day, you will look back And you would realize that the thing you were once scared to start becomes the thing everyone celebrates you for. So start. Say to yourself, I'll start. I'll write that book. I'll start that course. I'll start that webinar. I'll step into the smart creating lab. Let me go have other professionals help me with clarity and help me to build this. Let me just move. For sure. Was steady, please. All right. Tomorrow we'll be expanding again, and it will be at 1 p.m. tomorrow. If you have a few questions, you can put in the comment section. I can take it. We go live Mondays to Fridays at 1 p.m. Saturdays at 7 p.m. for the Smart Short Break series. And the Smart Short Break series is created for you, the busy professional, because I know that I'm streaming from Africa. So 1 p.m. West African time, we go live Mondays to Fridays at 1 p.m. Saturdays at 7 p.m. West African time. And yes, it is that time that we come to have the Smart Short Break series. Because while on your short break, please do not go scrolling mindlessly on social media. No, that's why we created this. Because when you come in here, it feels like you're reading a book. Let me know in the comment section. Did you feel that way? If you're on this live from the beginning till now, or you joined in halfway, did it feel like you're reading a book? Did it feel like your time has been well spent? Well, that's why we created the Smart Short Break series, so that we can help busy professionals like you master confidence smartness through smart reading, smart thinking, smart speaking, Mondays, all week, all right? Every single day, all week long. So it's been good having you here. You want to share this live with someone, especially that person who's screaming, help! I just want to create something in my name. I just want to do something in my name. I just want to start living and not just existing. You want to share this live with that person. You want to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you get notified when we go live Mondays to Fridays at 1 p.m. West African time, Saturday, 7 p.m. West African time. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'll be seeing you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Join the Smart Creating Lab, right? Send us an email to the smartspeakersacademy@gmail.com or follow us on any of our social media platforms. You should be following us because we keep sharing daily tips on everything confidence smartness. The Smart Speakers Academy on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the Smart Speakers Academy. Okay, send us an email at the smartspeakersacademy@gmail.com. Just write create and you get access to the Smart Creating Lab. The Smart Creating Lab is created for professionals like you who want to turn their experience, their education, their expertise into income, impact, and influence. See, that's your 15 years of making clothes. You can turn it into income. You can turn it into impact. You can turn it into influence. You don't know how, then you should be at the Smart Creating Lab. Okay? You send us an email. Yes, you're welcome, Chris. If you send us an email to the smartspeakersacademy@gmail.com, we will definitely give you access to the Smart Creating Lab. It's been good having you here. Yes, the email is on the screen. You can see it. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. This is the Smart World.